Today I am going to discuss about the design of RCC column using IS code 4562,000 by using a limit state method. Now total load on the column, which is denoted by PU, ultimate load, is equal to load taken by the concrete plus load taken by the steel. So we can say 0.4 FCK into AC plus 0.67 of Fy into ASC, where AC is the area of steel in compression and AC is the area of steel in concrete, area of a concrete. Minimum steel as per the code to be provided in the column is 0.8% of gross column section. Maximum steel to be provided in the column is generally taken as 6% of the column section. Generally, in normal case, only 1% of the column steel section is considered for the design of the concrete column. Now, PU, that is the ultimate axial load, is 0.4 FCK. Area of concrete is nothing but the total area minus the area of the steel plus 0.67 of Fy into area of steel in compression. Now 0.4 FCK Ag minus, generally we are considering 1% steel, that is 0.01 of Ag. Rest of the things will remain, and lastly the finally outcome comes to Ag 0.396 FCK plus 0.0067 Fy. This is a constant term, depends upon value of FCK and Fy into Ag. Now once they have been given a load, mix and the type of steel, we can say to find out the gross area required for the column section, that is Pu upon Z. Z is a constant which is nothing but the value of 0.396 FCK plus 0.0067 Fy. Now, gross area of cross section of the column of a concrete can be calculated very easily by using this mathematical expression. Once the gross cross-sectional area of the column is known, then equivalent area, either in terms of the column section as a square column, rectangular column or circular column, can be considered as per the requirement. Provide the main steel as 1%, as we have already discussed so far, of Ag, and find out the number of bars main with suitable diameter. Apply the checks for eccentricity, slender column, diameter and the spacing of the ties as per the codal provisions. Design problems. Now we will start making a design considering the design RCC column for given parameters, where the axial load is given as 800 kN. Unsupported length of the column is taken as 4 meters. Now both the ends are restrained in translation as well as in rotation using M20 Fe415. That is nothing but this is FCK and it is Fy. Now substituting the same values over here, Pu is taken as 800 into 10 to the power 3, converting this kilonewton into newton, and substituting these values, considering 1% steel, we can straightway come across and finding out the area, gross area of the steel required is 74,766.35 mm square. Now considering a rectangular column, then the rectangular section may be taken as 250 cross 300 and the total area comes out to be 75,000 mm square, which is less than the required one of 74,766 mm square. So we can say from cross-section point of view, we can say our design is okay. Now check for the slenderness of the column. While considering the slenderness of the column, first of all, we have to see the types of columns. When we talk of types of column, there are generally 6 or 7 types of column end conditions are given, but here we are confining also 4 types of end conditions. First, when the both ends, that the bottom end and the top end are fixed, so it buckles like this, So this is the buckling length. This right from here to here or right from here to here we call as the effective length. So one end is fixed and other is in hinge. It buckles like this, and right from this to this distance is known as effective length of the column. Similarly, when both the ends are hinged, this is the buckling length, and when one end is fixed, other is free, this is the buckling length, and that can be calculated. Effective length can be calculated by multiplying this some constant k. For this first condition, when the both ends are fixed, the value of k is taken as 0.65. Theoretically, it is 0.5, but for practical aspect, we are taking 0.65. One end is fixed, the other is hinged. The value of k is taken as 0.8. And when both the ends are hinged, k is taken as 1, and one end is fixed and other end is free, then value of k is taken as 2. Now we have to find out the effective length of the column, and effective length can be calculated with the unsupported length of the column multiplied by the value of the k. Now here k will be, as we are taking the condition number 1, so k will be 0.65 multiplied by 4, that is 2.6 meters, that is 2600 mm, converted into millimeter. Now LE, that is effective length of the column upon least lateral dimension of the column, that is 2600, least dimension of the 250 and 300. So 250 is the least dimension, that comes out to be 10.40, which is less than 12. It indicates when LE upon least lateral dimension is less than 12, we call this as a short column. When it is equal to or greater than 2, we call this as a long column. Here now, in this case, this is a short column. Now we are calculating the area of the steel, which is taken as 1% of gross cross-sectional area, which is 1% of 75,000, that is 750 mm square, assuming 4 bars of 16 mm diameter. So the actual area of steel provided is equal to 804 mm square, which is greater than 750 mm square. Here, the second check that we have to apply is check for eccentricity. Under any circumstances, we have to see that the length of the column, length of the unsupported length of the column upon 500 plus d upon 330 should always be less than 20 mm. So, 2600 upon 500 plus 300 upon 30 comes out to 15.2, which is less than 20. So, we can say our design is safe. Now, we will go for the next part, that is the design of the ties. Because it buckles, so we have to restrict that buckling over here and we have to provide the ties. There are two conditions for the design of the ties. One is the diameter and another is the spacing of the ties. When we talk of the diameter, there one condition is that it should be 1/4 of the diameter of a bar or 6 mm, whichever is greater. And for the spacing, there are 3 conditions that will come across, and it comes out to be, say, first condition is the least lateral dimension of the column. In our case, it is 250. Second, 16 times diameter of the main bar. It is 16 cross 16, that is 256 mm, and 300 mm, whichever is less. We are already considering 250 mm is the center to center of the ties. So we are providing 6 mm ties at the rate of 250 mm center to center. Now this is the column section and the column longitudinal section. Here we can see that these 2 bars are shown, showing that the 16 mm bar, and these are the ties which is to 4 bars of 16 mm, and these ties which are shown over here, we show that these ties are 2-legged 6 mm at the rate of 250 mm center to the. Same thing has been shown over here in a cross section. These dots showing that 4 bars like this, and this is the ties which shows it is two-legged 6 mm file at the rate of 250 mm center to center. But this what we are talking something about the short column. But there is a codal provision to find out the design of a column when it is a slender one, that is it is a long column, that is L upon least lateral dimension of the column is greater than or equal to 2. Under such circumstances, there is only one change that is to be taken into consideration. We have to find out the important part, that is we can call as the correction factor CR. And CR as per a code is taken as LE upon 48 times least lateral dimension of the column. Once this CR is known, from this CR we can calculate the additional area of a column, and then from that additional area of the column we have to find out the area of the steel, number of bars, and so on and so forth. That's over and all about the design of the column. Thank you.